What makes Mountain Man special is not only our huge selection of canoes, kayaks, stand-up paddleboards, and all types of camping equipment, bikes and skis. It's the service you get here. It's the people who work here. They take personal pride in what they do. You're talking to people who actually go out and use this equipment when they're not here working with it. They love what they do. It's really to help other people enjoy the outdoors as much as we enjoy getting out there ourselves. There's a lot of different opportunities for all kinds of paddlers here on the Northern Forest Canoe Trail, whether you want to do the whole thing, personal challenge yourself, or just take a leisurely trip with your family. There's something for everybody. The first section here is kind of a good way to get started. The Fulton Chain of Lakes here is by no means wilderness. There's second homes on the lakes. There's some motorized traffic, but to somebody who's not a pure wilderness buff that feels a little bit more comfortable with something like that, it's a lot easier to get acquainted, because once you get past the Fulton Chain of Lake into some of the more remote lakes along the way, then you're pretty much on your own. There's no contact with anybody close by in case you have issues. So it's a good place, especially for beginners, to get acquainted.
It's a huge idea. It's 740 miles. That's more or less the length of California. It's a really incredible place to be, and it's diverse. It's really different all across the trail. Every community has its unique feel.
So the first portage was in Inlet, New York. It was a relatively easy portage. It was all wheelable, easy access. We wheeled it up to a road, and then from the road, wheeled it down to the fifth lake.
The next portage you have is a 1 mile portage. You basically go from the boat launch on 7th Lake to the boat launch on 8th Lake. And it is paved.
My favorite part was the Brown Track Inlet right after the Brown Track Carry, and we had that really rough portage. I think it was our roughest portage yet at that point, because we had to do a lot of carrying and through thick mud and a lot of steepness and roots and rocks. And then right when you just feel like you're over it, you're entering this incredible wetland, and immediately you just start seeing a lot of waterfowl and different sort of wildflowers that you've never seen before. And at that point, I had one of those, oh yeah, that's why I just carried that boat for a mile.
At Racket Lake, you have the portage, which is a fairly simple one. It's a road actually, dirt road that goes from Racket Lake to Forked, and then you paddle the full length of Forked.
At the end of Forked Lake is Forked Lake Campground, and there's another carry there that's 1.5 miles long. It's your longest yet. So at the end of that portage, it's your first river section on the Racket River, and it's your first taste of downriver paddling. Not too long after that, you will come to Buttermilk Falls, which will be on River Right, and it's a pretty obvious sign of the takeout. Not a very long carry, but definitely one that you want to empty your boat. Not wheelable at all, very steep, but really beautiful setting. Not too long after the Buttermilk Falls carry, you have the Deer Lane carry, and that is also bypassing some rapids. Depending on what type of boat and your paddling level, you could possibly run the Deerland carry section. So that is the last portage till you end the section. It's a straightforward shot right into the town of Long Lake.